So if you're getting the PDC alarm just as I am, stick around and we're going to do some advanced troubleshooting today. The step one is to understand which particular sensor is faulty. And for that, what I've done is I've used input software to read the exact PDC alarm code, the hex code. In my case, it was AB2F. The next step for me was to go and decode the hex code and figure out the exact location of the parking sensor and other details of the alarm. So luckily, BMW fault code lookup website allows you to enter the hex code and then you can read the details of the alarm. So in my case, it turned out that it was the front outer right parking sensor. It had either an open circuit or short circuit. In terms of troubleshooting, we're still going to start from the basic. We are going to replace the parking sensor first, see if that resolves the problem. If not, then we're going to move to the more advanced steps. So let's start. Alright, so there is a slot here and you need to kind of pull this piece out. So I'm going to try to do that. Let's see. Have to put some force in. Yeah, and like that. So we got this out. Since it's the right outer, it's pretty obvious the sensor is right here. So I'm just gonna move the sensor from its housing and replace it. So once we open this bumper panel, it's pretty straightforward to replace the sensor. Just be careful that you don't want to break the electrical connector or the sensor from its housing. You just need to unlock, unclip, and then remove the connector. Okay, so we have the new sensor. I'm just gonna replace it, and then we're gonna go test if the alarm is gone or not. All right, so let's test. I'm gonna put the car in reverse and see. I'm still getting this PDC malfunction. So actually my suspicion was right. This was not a sensor issue. So now I'll have to remove the bumper and then change the wiring harness. Now that's going to be a slightly longer process, so stick around and see how that goes. So in order for me to remove the bumper, I'll have to open a bunch of screws from top of the bumper. As you can see here, there are, I think, like 4 screws here. There are a couple in the wheel well right here. I think I had to remove at least 1, 2, or 3 here. And then there are going to be a few underneath, like here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to start doing that. I'll just leave the camera on and we can see the progress together. So we start out with the 3 6mm screws on the side. Let's go ahead and open these. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the screws from the right side as well. Now before I open the top screws, I'm going to remove the bottom screws first and then put some support underneath the bumper so that it doesn't fall off. So I'm going to go ahead and start removing the lower screws. So I went ahead and opened the lower screws. Now I'm going to use my 8mm socket to open these top fasteners by unlocking from one side. As you can see, since we removed these screws from here, now we can make all the bumper open from here. So make sure that we don't want to break the bumper, the locks here. So we're going to be very gentle. Take your time. Please don't rush, because you can easily break these locks and then your bumper is not going to click 100% with the fender, and the fender is also pretty delicate, so you could actually break one or both of these, which may be a very expensive thing to replace. So just take your time. It does come off easily. You just have to be gentle with it. All right, so the wiring harness, so the bumper is actually down, and now my suspicion is that this wiring harness that connects all the sensors on the front actually is damaged from somewhere. Maybe previous accident or something. Seems like it was taped. So yeah, maybe that's the problem. So I did go ahead and order the new wiring harness, and we are now going to go and replace it. So here's the new wiring harness set. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and start removing the older wiring harness. I think the main connector is actually, if you can see, it's right here towards the passenger side. So I'm going to remove this, and then there are 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think there are 4 total sensors on the front, outer and inner, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the wiring, the older wiring, and put the new one in. So I'm going to squeeze out this main connector from here. You push on both sides. There's a small lock. Let's continue to open this one, the second one. And remember how the cables are routed, so just going to use the routing. I think this is the spot. So where's the old harness? Here we are. The old guys right here. See this spot? I think the cables must have been damaged. Somewhere here. Anyway, now's the time to lay the new cable first. All right, so all the new wiring connections are secured and routed. As you can see from here, it was pretty straightforward. I'd go ahead and did lock the harness with the sensor. So now is the moment of truth. Let's go and start the car. And start the car. Something wrong with the parking brake. Let's go ahead, put the car in reverse and see. Wow! There you see, all the sensors are working again, as you can see. So that was it, guys. But before we leave, I think I do want to do one more thing while the bumper is down. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So while the bumper is out, you know, I remember that for one of the fog lights, the bulb has been out for a while now, so this is a good opportunity to go ahead and replace the fog light bulb as well. Pretty simple. We're just going to remove it from the housing, and yeah, there we are. So let's go ahead and replace it. All of them have different locking, but it was easy, just squeeze open. So we'll go ahead and do that. Lock it in place, and then we twist and lock. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. It's always good to change in pairs. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm just gonna mount it back, the bumper, and it's gonna be exactly the opposite process. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Time for the final inspection. Everything looks good, nice and snug. I did put back these covers on. So yeah, things are looking good, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Thank you.